Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is Smackdown Live. After what happened last night on Raw, a measure of revenge has been enacted by the Bálor Club, but the road to Survivor Series and the road to the war that will result between the Dangerous Alliance and the Bálor Club is still ongoing, and we still have an awful lot to get through in that account. But aside from that, SmackDown has its own problems to focus on. SmackDown has its own things to have its eyes on, and it's got its own problems to resolve. Coming up at the start of the show here tonight, after what happened last week on SmackDown Live, Kyle O'Reilly will have a few words to say in regards to the man himself, Randy Orton, who flattened O'Reilly down once again with an RKO last week. O'Reilly has almost reached a boiling point with that man, and it'll be time to try and settle it here tonight and sort things out once and for all in regards with what he'll do with Randy Orton. And then we'll turn our focus to the main event. Finn Bálor asked for the match last week, and he'll get it tonight. In your main event, Kevin Owens and Finn Bálor one-on-one in what promises to be nothing short of a giant brawl between the two men. We've been waiting for it, and now we get it. Will Kevin Owens prove that he can overcome Finn Bálor, or will Finn Bálor's points remain true, that you never pick a fight with a demon and win? That all is what we will wait and find out. But before we get things underway, before we get to the rest, then as I said, we're going to kick things off with Kyle O'Reilly. And here he comes to the ring. A lot of drive in Kyle O'Reilly, I guess you could say. He certainly seems happy to be here, and he certainly seems like he's got a few things on his mind. O'Reilly, of course, defeated Sami Zayn in the main event of last week's SmackDown Live, and now here tonight he looks to deliver the point in regards more so to what happened after it. But before O'Reilly talks about any of that, he wants to talk first about the feeling that he left No Way Out with. That heartbreaking feeling of knowing 2 years of fighting came to an end, and it wasn't even him who got to stand on top of it all. No, Kyle O'Reilly had his heart ripped out of him on that night. And O'Reilly says there's only one man to blame for why that's the case. It's not Bobby Fish, it's not Kyle O'Reilly, it's Randy Orton. And if Orton wants to come around playing these games, despite not even being on the SmackDown roster, then so be it. If Raw and SmackDown groups can fight each other, he doesn't see why superstars can't. And there's the challenge by Kyle O'Reilly. If Randy Orton has any kind of guts within him, if Randy Orton is the man he proclaims himself to be, then how about he steps up to the plate? How about he faces Kyle O'Reilly at Survivor Series, and we end this all for good? We seal the deal, and O'Reilly can prove that what happened at No Way Out was not a mistake by Randy Orton, but rather the invitation to his own deathbed. Kyle O'Reilly is geared up and ready to go to war with Randy Orton. Well, O'Reilly has set out the challenge, and now it's down to Randy Orton to answer it. Will he step up and have a response in line for Kyle O'Reilly for Survivor Series? I hope so, because these two men need to settle their differences once and for all. There's no doubt about it. But we're going to kick things off here tonight with the Intercontinental Champion in action. A man who usually I'm ecstatic to see, but after last week, I really don't know where I lie with him. Kenny Omega will be in action here against Cesaro. This one should be a very interesting contest. These two men have met in the past for the Intercontinental Championship, I believe. And of course, it was Omega who came up with a victory on that night, and he'll look to do the same again here on this episode of SmackDown. Omega must be feeling very proud of himself for what he did last week on ECW. Attacking Chris Jericho, laying out the leader of the Four Horsemen, but it's not the attacking Chris Jericho part that matters the most to me. It's the fact that, in essence, he's waged war on ECW. He's waged war on the very brand that I am the general manager of. And that is just not what Kenny Omega should have done. We all agreed, we all came to the conclusion that we wouldn't do any of this. We wouldn't invade each other's rosters, we wouldn't fight, we'd stay neutral to one another and just keep it calm. And while the Dangerous Alliance and Bullet Club thing was going on, I thought that was the furthest it was going to go. But no, Kenny Omega sent his own personal vendetta towards ECW and towards Chris Jericho. Yeah, and like I said, I really don't know where I lie on it. If you've been around, you know how big of a fan I am of the Elite, of the Bullet Club. But to not only, well, you didn't even knock on my own front door. You kicked the door down, and you went right after the very first person that you saw behind that door. You didn't bother to talk it through with me beforehand. You just went for it. And Kenny Omega, as much as I respect you, I don't respect what you did there. And if you want to wage a war with ECW, I love the Elite, I love the Bullet Club. Well, I'm not just going to sit down and just watch you go all over my brand. I'm not going to watch you destroy my brand. So before I get into a string of things and before I say something that I'll end up easily regretting, let's just look at the match here tonight between Cesaro and Omega. A great athlete in Cesaro and the Intercontinental Champion Kenny Omega. Just past 2 months as the champion since winning it at Survivor Series. And a great start there for the cleaner, for the King of the Ring. It's been a great 2017 for Kenny Omega. King of the Ring. An incredible feud with CM Punk over the summer, which he walked out the winner of. If I remember correctly. Yes, he did. And then, of course, at SummerSlam, the Intercontinental Championship. And the incredible opportunity for himself and the Young Bucks, the WWE Tag Team Champions, to join the Bullet Club. And, of course, they accepted that right away. Now, I'm not too sure what the purpose of this match is, but apparently, somewhere along the lines, it was called a false count anyway, which is why you're seeing the referee come out here and not make a count. I don't know when or where or how it became that, but that it is that now. Good counter there by Cesaro. Neck breaker onto Omega. Let's see what Cesaro will do now. Nothing much as he gets countered by the cleaner. But a great counter there back by Cesaro. Look at the strength of this man. What a counter there. Victory roll by Kenny Omega. Trying to pick up the win. Counter back by Cesaro. There's two. And Omega kicked out. He very much got caught out by that there. Did Cesaro, but Omega almost tasted defeat as well. Great work there by Kenny Omega. Sending Cesaro to the outside. And look at how quickly he capitalizes. Or not. Great Northern Light suplex reversal by Cesaro. Only gets a 1 count. That was some lovely back and forth by both men right there. As they continue on now. This very 50-50 start. Clubbing blows here by Cesaro. Now he just pushes him backwards. Up on the second rope now goes Cesaro. Will he look to take flight here? Look at, spinning uppercut there for the second rope. And Kenny Omega down in a bit of trouble. Maybe not, as he finally pulls out the reversal there. This is looking bad for the champion now. Put in the corner, slammed into the corner as well. Omega needs to do something here to bounce back if he wants to win this one. Cesaro's making life increasingly difficult for the champion, and Omega may well have shown that he's bitten off more than he could chew by trying to attack Chris Jericho last week. He was showing an awful lot of confidence when he did it, and now he may pay for it. Swiss death into the chest. But Omega's quick to counter there. Quick to counter Cesaro. And quick to fight back right away here. What a knee there by Omega on the head. Cesaro looking like he wants to try and get out of the ring here, but Omega not going to allow that. Leaping knee in the back. A very Shinsuke Nakamura-esque maneuver there. The man, of course, who Omega defeated for that Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam. Up on that top rope now, Kenny Omega will go. Will this one pay off for the cleaner? Elbow drop there, caught him on the money. And now Omega's finally turning things into his kind of match because I had to jinx him there. Didn't mean to. But you know what? If anything bad happens to Omega, I'll just see it as revenge for deciding to attack my brand. Elbow in the head there. And to be fair, as I talk about that, Omega really should keep his wits about him. I'm not saying we're here. I'm not saying ECW is going to attack. But I'm saying he should keep his wits about him and just make sure that he doesn't make any mistakes. Almost got the win on Cesaro there. Great kick out at 2. And Omega feeling the kind of the wear and tear there that Cesaro has given to him throughout this entire match as he struggled to make the kick out. But Omega is looking to prove that he is ever dominant. Oh, a nasty landing there for Cesaro. Looking to prove that he is the Intercontinental Champion for the reason and the leader of the Elite for a reason. Look at that by Omega. Up and over the top rope and to the outside. Landed it perfectly on Cesaro. And the champion is in the driver's seat now as he looks set to try and end this one. Back, into the referee went Cesaro, and he used that to his advantage. Cesaro pulls out the reversal there. And Cesaro wants to go into the crowd for some reason. He's going to the crowd for a little bit of a resting time, I guess you could say. And Omega's waiting for him to come back. Omega not going any further forward towards Cesaro, but he will fly onto Cesaro with a double axe handle. Stupid mistake there made by the Swiss Superman, and there he is, making him pay for it. So the referee just watches on. Like I said, no idea why this was signed as false count anyway, but it is just that. Into the barricade, face first into the barricade as well. Goes Cesaro and eats a knee in the gut. And seeing as it's false count anyway, he can do whatever he wants. Omega with a chair, blasting it there into Cesaro again and again. This is what I think Omega wanted to do to Jericho last week. I didn't get the chance to. And now he's almost using it as a warning point to Jericho, to the Four Horsemen, to anyone in ECW. Try and mess with Kenny Omega and you'll pay for it. What are we going to see now from Omega? It's going to be that electric chair. German again. No, it's not though, because there's the counter by Cesaro. What a suplex there. That was very well executed by Cesaro, and nice kick in the side though by Omega, and he looked to end it now. He looked for the win. The Intercontinental Champion in position. One-winged angel, and that should seal it with 1, 2, 3. Kenny Omega is your winner here to kick things off on Smackdown Live. Cesaro fought. Cesaro tried his best, but in the end, Kenny Omega was just too much for him. Oh no, Omega's not done. I thought Omega would be done, but it seems not to be. He really wants to make sure that Jericho, the Horseman, and ECW get the message that he's trying to send. Omega has almost lost it in trying to prove that the Elite are a dangerous threat. Kenny Omega now has him in position and turns him round here for the V-trigger by Omega. And as if that wasn't bad enough for Cesaro, there's one final move for him to endure. And he's got to go through with it again. Kenny Omega, one-winged angel to Cesaro once more. The king of the ring strikes the king of swing. And Omega quick to demand a microphone and continue on his point here. What he just did there was exactly what I said it to be, a warning to the Horseman, a warning to ECW. No hard feelings against me, Kenny Omega. I highly doubt that. You wouldn't have attacked my roster if you felt that way. But Omega has one more point to make. If the Dangerous Alliance and the Bullet Club can get it on, then why can't Kenny Omega and the Horsemen? Why can't we see some of the best groups out there go at it at Survivor Series? Omega doing this for the fans and doing this from the people. Jericho and the rest of the Horsemen, we await your response tomorrow on ECW. The Elite at Survivor Series, however, will be ready to say goodbye and goodnight. I wish you the best of luck in that aspect, Kenny Omega. They may not be the guys I like on ECW, but they're the guys I respect. Well, if Omega wants to put out the challenge, You really don't need to look that far. You really don't need to take a guess to see if they will respond. I promise you, Omega. I promise you, Bullet Club. And I promise you, everyone watching this and who will tune into ECW tomorrow. The Four Horsemen will have a response. And I think you can already guess what it's going to be. So don't you worry too much. It seems as if 2 Survivor Series matches are on your way. Well, yeah, there we go. We'll look at that more tomorrow night on ECW, but as for right now, here comes MKULTRA towards the ring. In tag team action, Luke Harper and Alexander Wolf will take on the #1 contenders to the tag team titles in Future Shock. And it has been announced that next week, here on Smackdown, we will see Future Shock finally get the shot against the Young Bucks that they won back at Battleground. They are ready for that chance to try and take the tag team titles away from the Young Bucks, and they want to prove to everyone that Kevin Owens or no Kevin Owens, Future Shock is ready to make a stamp note on the Smackdown roster. And here they come. Ricochet coming out first, Kota Ibushi leading the way behind. A bit more of the hyper of the two, I guess you could say, the one with a bit more life in him than Ricochet, who seems all focused on business more often than not. Ibushi just ready to explode away with offense onto his opponents. And as I said, of course, these two men have been kind of associated with the whole Kevin Owens ordeal, everything that's been going on with Kevin Owens as of late, because it was Owens who brought these two men onto the SmackDown roster. It was Owens who gave these men another chance to make a name for themselves. But it has been Kevin Owens who has almost stabbed them in the back and moved on. We don't know why Kevin Owens did what he did. He has never explained why he did what he did. But all that matters is that Future Shock are still here. Future Shock is still ready to fight. And next week, we could be saying Future Shock are your new WWE Tag Team Champions. Whether or not that'll happen, of course, we wait and find out. But as for right now, they've got a tough team to take on in this one in MKULTRA. Luke Harper and Alexander Wolf teaming up for the second time. Their first showing against the Revival was a dominant one. And they're looking to continue that on here tonight. If they beat the #1 contenders, then undoubtedly MKULTRA would be next in line. And with teams around here, you know, like as we saw last week, like War Machine, ready to step up to the plate, certainly would give them kind of a, I guess you could say, an advantage, a strong advantage for that #1 contendership over everyone else. They wouldn't have to fight War Machine to get that opportunity. They wouldn't even have to maybe fight the Dangerous Alliance whenever they decide to return to the tag team division again. But right now, that is all ifs and buts, because they have to defeat Future Shock in the first place if they want that. Alexander Wolf tagged in now. He showed his worth last week when he destroyed Tyson Kidd in one-on-one action. And now Wolf getting off to the same kind of start here against Kota Ibushi. Look at that suplex there by Wolf. And Ricochet wanted the tag in there, but he was not going to get it. Firmly in the way was Alexander Wolf, but Ibushi this time will get his way out of that maneuver. And can he finally get something going here? Yes, he can. Hurricanrana, and Wolf goes down. This is a very difficult match for Future Shock to fight. They are, of course, a very, I guess you could say, well, a very high-flying, speed-based kind of team, taking on pure powerhouses in Wolf and Harper. And it makes it incredibly difficult for them to gain some kind of advantage when they're getting beaten down all the time. They can try and use their speed to their advantage, but if MKULTRA are just going after the legs all the time, there's really no speed for them to capitalize on. Look at these quick strikes here by Ricochet. Caught one, however, and brings him in for an explosive suplex with his leg getting tangled up in the ropes there. Ouch! That's going to hurt Ricochet. Tag made. Back in comes Luke Harper now. And Ricochet inviting him right away in with some kicks and some strikes. Uh-oh. Harper didn't take too kindly to them, it seems. Double underhook suplex there. moves over into a cover and gets a good 2 count on it as well. But Ricochet is still fighting back in this moment. A lovely cutter there, sends Harper down in prime position to go up to the top rope. Let's see what he can do here from the top. Imploder 450. A move most notably from the Cruiserweight Champion Neville. Cover after it there by Ricochet, but Harper's out of it at 2. Lovely stuff there, and goes after the arm as well. Knowing that a lot of strength comes from Harper's arms. You know, that discus clothesline as well. Perhaps just trying to stop him from hitting it. Onto him or his tag team partner. Tag made now. In comes Ibushi. And the number 1 contender's working well right now. Lovely double team move there. Wolf wants in this one, and oh, he's going to get it. Ibushi tried to stop him, but he couldn't. And oh, bicycle kick to get things underway from Alexander Wolf. Look at that comeback there. Bicycle kick and 2 drop kicks, and Ibushi is down. That just goes to show the strength of MKUltra right there. Wolf now just choking the life out of Ibushi as he goes to work. Raven watching on the outside, of course. Harper trying to recover slowly, but Alexander Wolf is more than handling this on his own right now. Wolf into the cover here to try and put away Ibushi. Can he get it? No, he can't even get a 2 count. Nice counter there by Ibushi, finally getting something going there. Needed something fast, but look at how quickly Wolf shuts the door on any kind of comeback for Ibushi. Kind of trying to section him off in the corner of MKUltra, but Ibushi showing no fear. What a German suplex, and Raven chooses to get involved in this one. A very ballsy move there by the leader of MKUltra, and once more the tag is made. Ricochet back in now, and look at that. There's that crossbody again. And how can they use this to their advantage? Wanted to send him into the turnbuckle there, but it's Wolf sending Ricochet in. Uh-oh, in the tree of woe now. And a boot getting dug into the face as well. Alexander Wolf is resorting to anything to try and pick up the win here. Taking off the turnbuckle. The turnbuckle cover even, I should say, to their corner. But that hasn't stopped Ricochet from doing something here. Oh, this is looking bad. Sunset flip for Wolf on the outside. But you know, with a life of pain in his mind that he's endured, he was going to enjoy that one. Harper wants the tag in. No way. Ricochet could stop that. And, oh, Ricochet with the shooting star press onto Wolf. But he misjudged it completely, and now Harper's making him pay for it on the outside. What was Ricochet thinking there? And this will be Harper's chance now to take control. Dropped him basically onto the boot of Wolf. Luke Harper now has control in this one. And this just goes to show, even though Future Shock are the number 1 contenders, MKUltra has become such a dominant force in the tag team division as of late, with the addition of Alexander Wolf, that it's, you know, it is anyone's game essentially to become number 1 contender. Ricochet and Harper going at it here. Counter by both men, but it's Harper who sends Ricochet to the outside. On the apron now stands Luke Harper, and the big man may look to fly or not. Oh, this one I was about to say this one ain't looking good, but never mind. Well, he is actually in a bit of trouble here. A 2-on-1 essentially, as Raven just watches on. He's almost a victim of a mugging here. Great work there by Ricochet. Jumps out of it, gets back in the ring, and has a chance here now. Tags in Ibushi. Just what Ricochet needed to do in order for his team to survive. Great back and forth tag contest we're watching here. Either man, either team even, has a real chance of winning it. Ibushi there. Snapmare and neck crank combination. And Ibushi sends Harper into the corner. It could be what we've seen many a time before from Future Shock. First Red Dragon did it. Now it's Future Shock's roundhouse kick, brainbuster combination. There goes Wolf. Cover on Harper. And oh, he kicked out at 2. He thought he had him. Future Shock thought they had the win in the bag, but look at this by Ricochet. Not slipping up, not making a mistake. Up on top. Imploder 450 again. What will we see here from Ricochet now? Brings him in. Northern Light suplex and will roll over into the Brainbuster. Incredible stuff. Ricochet looks to try and end this one now. This could be a big win for the number 1 contenders ahead of their title match next week. 6:30 into the cover. Wolf set for a right or not. Oh, and Harper's still kicking out. He can barely believe it. Ricochet has thrown nearly everything at this man, and the number 1 contender's almost getting desperate there. Back up to his feet, gets Ricochet right away, and he's unloading now. Clotheslines in the corner. Big leaping clothesline. Off the ropes he goes. Ducks under. And another flying clothesline and a kip up. Incredible to witness. This is something else right now from Ricochet. Cornering Zaguri there. Oh my god, is he going to... Standing 450 into the cover. Wolf goes again, and Harper still kicks out. How is Harper kicking out of everything here? Look at the fight here. Anything to not let down Raven. Harper can hardly stand. This will end it. There's the Brainbuster. Wolf is nowhere. Into the cover. And with 1, 2, 3, Future Shock win it. Finally. But oh my god. Did I just watch a man almost kill himself to please his leader? MKULTRA just showed in that match there is no length they won't go to if it means they can pick up the win. And they tried hard, and they tried with everything in their might, but it just wasn't enough. Future Shock your winners, and now head into next week's title match looking pretty damn ready to take the titles away from the Young Bucks. But will the Bucks allow that to happen, or will the Elite continue to hold the titles that they hold on Smackdown, even with the 4 Horsemen getting ready to start breathe down their neck? We'll find out. I'm looking forward to that tag title match next week. A lot on the line, a lot more than just the title on the line. Well, we'll see what will happen there. But as for right now, I want to talk about champions coming up next. But for the first time since, I don't even know, Battleground maybe. Well, the SmackDown Women's Champion is in action. Winter goes one-on-one with AJ Lee. We've seen this match before, and it was a very close one when the title was on the line there. Let's see if it'll be the same case here tonight. AJ Lee looking amped up and ready to go in this one against the SmackDown Women's Champion. AJ Lee came close before to winning that SmackDown Women's Championship, as I said, but of course she just fell short. It is a very difficult task to take on Winter in one-on-one action. Of course, as I announced last week, Winter has said that she's going one-on-one with anyone at Survivor Series. An open challenge for a SmackDown Women's Championship, and I am excited for it. I want to see who will step up. I want to see who's going to show their face, who's going to give it their all to try and take that title away from the SmackDown Women's Champion. It has been a strong title reign for Winter thus far, ever since she won the championship now nearly 7 months ago at WrestleMania from Becky Lynch. And it is for that very reason that Survivor Series, I still think it is going to be Becky Lynch fighting this woman right there for that title. As Winter heads towards the ring, she has a streak of domination following her. She has beaten everyone on the SmackDown Women's roster. AJ Lee, Bayley, Sasha, Becky, Nia Jax. All of these women have fallen when the championship is on the line, and some more than once. Winter has done everything in her power to exert and show her dominance on the Smackdown roster, and has done everything she can to prove that she is the most dominant women's champion of all time as well. And that is why at Survivor Series, she is hosting this open challenge of hers. Look at this early on. Winter wanting a little bit of a handshake there. She almost... Oh, that's why! That's why she wanted the handshake. A cheap shot to AJ Lee there. And AJ won't take too kindly to it. The bell rings and we're underway here. And look at how quickly Winter tries to act. Look at how quickly she gets her hands on AJ Lee and just flings her there. That is exactly what Winter wanted, to try and force something out of AJ Lee early on, to try and force the woman to make a mistake. But AJ Lee now is geared up and has more motivation to go to work. Lovely float over there into the roll-up, but into the cover even. But nothing resulted from it. What is AJ going to go for here now? Big forearm shot. Winter retreating early on. AJ Lee, oh, through the bottom rope with that suicide dive. Beautiful thing there by AJ. And all of a sudden, it's Winter who might be backfiring. The women's champion forcing them back into the ring here. And even though she's got that open challenge, of course, as I said, at Survivor Series, she can't afford to stay confident. She can't afford to think that she is unstoppable. She has been beaten in the past and she can be beaten again. I say she can be beaten in the past, though I think I might be wrong in saying that, because I think the only time she has been beaten was in a tag match a few weeks ago, ever since she made her return almost a year ago at the Royal Rumble. AJ Lee would love to make her feel that defeat here tonight by herself. And AJ going to go through the ropes again with this suicide dive. Lovely thing to witness there by AJ, as she does anything to try and put the champion down. Winter once again throws him back into the ring. But it's AJ who's right back on the offense. DDT there. Nice tactic there by AJ, as she got a bit tangled up in the ropes for a second. Up on the top now. Frog splash. She nailed that one on the money. Cover on the champion. Could this be a reason to send AJ to Survivor Series? It's a kick out. Well, she is trying anything and everything right now on the champion. But Winter is finding an awful lot of counters to AJ Lee's game. Slit to the throat there by the champ. Almost a warning to AJ. Big kick in the gut there. And when the Raw Women's Champion does that, you know you're going to be feeling the pain of it. Backstabber by Winter. And she's in position now, ready to strike and ready to end this one. Winter has her grabbed in. Winter's Wrath connects. And here's the cover. 1, 2, 3. Winter with one move can end anyone's hopes and dreams. And she just did it right there on AJ Lee. A victory for Winter once more. And the Smackdown Women's Champion shows why there is no one who deserves the shot against her, and why it has to be an open challenge at Survivor Series. Winter ready for that fight. Winter ready to take on anyone on the night. And we'll see what will happen. Who will step up to challenge Winter at Survivor Series? I don't know. I'm pretty damn excited to find out in whatever is 2.5 weeks from now, I want to say. Something like that, but we'll see what will happen then and there. Victory for Winter once more. AJ Lee, though, showed a lot of desire, and maybe she could bring that to the table if she wanted to when Survivor Series rolls around. It's just all about who's going to step up to that plate. We'll find out. But as for right now, we're going to move on, because it is time for our main... Oh, no, it's not time for our main event. I don't know why I said that. Only the third match of the night. My bad. Anyway, we're going to move on to our next contest. Roman Reigns in one-on-one action. He's going to go up against Rusev. Let's see what the man who fired the first shot in this whole war between the Dangerous Alliance and the Bullet Club will do next. Well, he's going to come out first as well. Roman Reigns heading towards the ring. And man alive, is this man a bit of a divisive figure right now among SmackDown. The SmackDown locker room, they don't know whether to cheer him or whether to boo him, to be fair, and there is a high right to believe that. Sure, he is representing SmackDown at Survivor Series, but it is the faction he represents, being a part of the Dangerous Alliance, a faction that no one on SmackDown can side with. And everyone knows that. Oh yes! Oh my god! Yes! Yes, we're ready to get revenge. Here's Luke Gallows, one half of the World Tag Team Champions, unloading on Roman Reigns. Got him in the entrance ramp here. Revenge for last night on Raw, when Reigns flattened Gallows and Anderson with Mark Henry after his victory over Kofi Kingston. And Gallows is making him pay for it here, unloading away on Roman Reigns. This is what I paid to see. This is what I wanted to see. The two big men who I assume will be in that match at Survivor Series, going at it right here, right now on SmackDown. This is incredible. Gallows taking the boots to Roman Reigns and flew into him there, sending Reigns into the barricade as well. Gallows acting alone here. No one coming out to support Reigns, and Gallows makes him pay, cracking him over the head with a steel chair there. What else does Gallows have planned right now as Roman Reigns slowly recovers? Oh, here we go. It is an instrument that has been used so many times to get a message across, but the message always works. The announce table being picked apart by Luke Gallows, as is Roman Reigns right now. This is what I came here to see. An act of revenge being fulfilled by the Bullet Club. And Gallows really isn't done here, sending Reigns to the outside right now. You know, he knows he hasn't got long to act before Fish and Henry will show their face around here somehow. So Gallows is going to make sure that his message is heard loud and clear. Choke slam to Reigns on the thin padding on the outside. But there is one more piece of the puzzle that Gallows is going to finish this off with. Into the announce table goes Reigns. But Reigns pulls out the counter here. He's still got some fight left in him. Reigns still wanting to stand over Gallows for 2 nights in a row. Gallows sends him into the table. And here we go now. Luke Gallows going to make sure everyone in the Dangerous Alliance gets this message. The Bullet Club is fighting at Survivor Series. 12-step through the announce table. Flattening, it crumbles underneath both men, and Roman Reigns crumbles to Luke Gallows. One half of the World Tag Team Champions sends his message. The Bullet Club are fighting at Survivor Series, and tonight and this week they end up on top. My oh my, is it really heating up ahead of Survivor Series, and I love it. I love every bit of it. I love watching them getting ready to fight. It makes me so happy to see the Bullet Club getting revenge. And when it's Raw's side of the Bullet Club, well, they haven't picked on ECW, so I'm going to be with them every step of the way. Dolph Ziggler laid out Bobby Fish on Raw. Luke Gallows lays out Roman Reigns here tonight on SmackDown. I am in love with everything going on, especially when everything's coming up Bullet Club. But as for right now, we pay attention to this main event. Kevin Owens and Finn Bálor one-on-one here tonight. This one promises to be a huge match, and you can hear by Kevin Owens the new theme. If you've been around in this universe for a while, you would know Kevin Owens never ever used this theme before. It was always the theme that he had used since day one, with Kevin Owens changing up his mindset, changing up the way he acts. So too has gone the beloved theme. Owens almost trying to do anything it takes to make sure that people are aware that you do not cheer this man anymore. You do not respect Kevin Owens anymore. And over these last 2 weeks, he has made sure that Finn Bálor recognizes that he shouldn't respect him anymore. And Bálor has done the same to Kevin Owens. These last 2 weeks, both men have suffered defeats thanks to the other. Finn Bálor 2 weeks ago to Roman Reigns, courtesy of Kevin Owens. And then, of course, Kevin Owens last week, courtesy of Finn Bálor. While men have capitalized from their victories, it is these two men who want to do battle the most. Finn Bálor heads towards the ring to fight Kevin Owens here, and look at Owens in the ring. He can hardly contain himself. He wants to batter this man. He wants to beat down Finn Bálor, and you can tell Finn Bálor wants to do the same. A look of all eyes, all business on Finn Bálor here tonight as he heads towards the ring. This I am loving between these two men. There's nothing on the line. There's no title to be won. There's just a hatred between the two men that needs to be resolved. And Kevin Owens doesn't want to wait for Finn Bálor to finish up his entrance. And neither did Finn Bálor. Both men ran at each other there to start this battle, to start this fight. And here we go. This fight is underway. Downward spiral on the outside there by Finn Bálor to kick things off. Referee trying to get him in the ring, and Owens does indeed send Bálor into the ring. Bell rings, and we are finally underway in this one. But look at this from the start. Just strikes between both men. In the corner now, Owens unloading away here onto Bálor. He's waited weeks to get his hands on this man. Finn Bálor said he doesn't know why, but it doesn't matter to him. But here we go. Finn Bálor gets his jacket off, and that means it is time to go to work. Kevin Owens with a super kick that floors Finn Bálor. There's been no wrestling moves thus far. It's been all about brawling right now. Finn Bálor trying to slow down the pace quickly there, and trying to make Kevin Owens slow down any momentum he had on him. Expect this one to be very back and forth between these two men. Nice punch there by Finn Bálor, and once more just strikes being hit on the other. Uh-oh, big clubbing blow in the back. Bálor almost looked to crawl for a second there to try and get away, but Owens didn't like the sound of that one. Bálor, though, able to shrug off that elbow, and now here go both men again. Oh no. Oh God, what's he doing? What's Kevin Owens doing here? Oh my God, Owens gonna fly over onto Finn Bálor. Jesus Christ. Finn Bálor holding his back in pain there, but it looks as if Kevin Owens took just as nasty of a fall as well when he landed right on his back. And here goes Finn Bálor now, though. He's the one with the advantage as we head back in the ring. Drop kick to the back of Kevin Owens. Like I said, very 50-50 to kick things off in this one. But already a big move, having been hit with that on the outside. Kevin Owens now. Oh, there's the package fall-away powerbomb. Trapped Kevin Owens in there, gave him no room to escape. Sorry, trapped Finn Bálor in there, give him no room to escape, and now Kevin Owens is suddenly in control. The four-time WWE Champion has this one going his way right now. Frog splash and a cover on Bálor. But Bálor forces his way out as early as possible. Look at that by Owens, stomping on him and then digging the boot into Finn Bálor's gut. It doesn't look like the business is done there for Kevin Owens. Knee right in the face. Showing no remorse right now to the leader of the Bálor Club. Shinlock there being stitched in deep as Kevin Owens continues on here, going to work on Finn Bálor. But Finn Bálor able to finally pull out a reversal in this one, and another downward spiral to Kevin Owens. These two men completely shearing back and forth in this one. It is literally a case of it being anyone's match. And Finn Bálor is looking to make it his match to win. In the corner. Shotgun drop kick for Owens. The whiplash effect of being sent into the corner. And Finn Bálor will look to capitalize. Will look to end this one. Oh, look at that by Owens, though. That is genius. Crawled away there at the last second. And is able to act quick enough as well to send Bálor off the top. Genius there by Owens. absolute genius, and he follows it up with an Owens breaker there. Onto Finn Bálor, looking to end this one now. There's 2. Oh no, there's the kick out by Finn Bálor. But what will he do? What will Finn Bálor do now? Oh, that's what he'll do. Double knee facebuster, caught him right the way there, and Bálor looks to be heading right back up to the top rope now. Right back on the path for victory. Finn Bálor will look for it here. Will he get it? Coup de grace is countered. Owens counters the coup de grace and leaves him right in position again for another Owens breaker. Oh no, we know what's coming up next. Finn Bálor might not be able to get out of this one. Pop-up powerbomb into the cover with 1, 2. No, it's a kick out by Bálor at 2. Incredible. Kevin Owens really questioning now what has to be done here as Finn Bálor continues to fight on. And he's slowing down the pace right now, trying to stop the beatdown that he's been taking from Kevin Owens. This has very much been Kevin Owens' match in the last few moments. And I'm surprised that pop-up powerbomb didn't get the victory he wanted. Great counter there. As he sends him in the turnbuckle now. Oh, this ain't looking good. This really isn't looking good for Finn. Perched up on that top rope. DDT! And I think Finn Bálor's busted open as a result of it. He is bleeding pretty heavily after that one. But he's fighting back now. The blood has almost brought out the demon. And Finn Bálor has a bit more fight left in him now. On the apron, Bálor calling Owens up to his feet here. Kevin Owens may regret not being able to put him away with that pop-up powerbomb. Owens rolling out of the ring there. But there is no time to recover because Finn Bálor's coming right after him. Another double knee facebuster, and Owens is busted open as well. This is something else to bear eyes to right now. Both men bleeding in this main event, and it's as a result of what one has done to the other. Uh-oh, here we go in the ring. We go again here. Kevin Owens, big boot in the side of the head. This is Kevin Owens at his most methodical. This is the Kevin Owens. This is the Kevin Owens that's been hidden away from us for some time. The Owens that doesn't care about anyone else, it seems. The Owens that just likes to go into battles and hurt others so he can benefit from it. Sidewalk slam off the top there by Finn Bálor. Very nicely done indeed. Is it an opening here for Finn Bálor to get something going again? Indeed, it looks like it. Owens sent into the turnbuckle once more. Finn Bálor using all of his strength to turn him round there. This could be it for Kevin Owens. The shotgun dropkick connects on the money once more. Finn Bálor knows what he needs to do here. I don't think Owens is going to be getting out of the way this time. Up to the top he goes. Finn Bálor. Can he get it? Does he have any energy left in him? Coup de grace by Bálor. Into the cover with 1, 2. Owens kicks out at 2. My goodness. It looked like it was about to be all over, but Owens kicked out. Owens moves out of the way now. And all of a sudden, slows down Bálor there with that backbreaker. Oh my good. Oh no. Oh no, he's not going. He is. Kevin Owens has had enough now. He's not ready for Finn Bálor to get the win. He's not ready for this one to come to an end. A chair shot to Bálor, and the referee calls for the bell. There is nothing he could do to prevent this one. Kevin Owens overcome with the need to fight Bálor here. Overcome with the need to destroy Bálor. There's nothing anyone can do to stop Owens doing whatever it is he has in mind. Bálor sent to the outside. This ain't going to be good. This is never going to be good. Kevin Owens, He's got something dirty planned here. He's got something destructive planned. Bálor in trouble. Power bomb on the apron. Oh my god. Finn Bálor's back just caved in from it. Look at him. He just goes limp from it. Finn Bálor flattened down from that apron power bomb. And Kevin Owens loved every second of it. Owens stands tall, but it's Bálor who's the winner. But at what cost for the Demon?